jumping to the intro. MJ38 Show. What's up, y'all? Episode 70. We're rolling deep. We're coming back. It's been a minute. It's been too long. Welcome back, y'all. Justin, Matthew, MJ38. We're here. You're here. Let's be here together. Have a life, kid.
Welcome to presence.
Welcome to the moment. The moment's nice. We're chilling in it. We're basking in it. A lot's happened since our last pod. So much life has passed. It's been like 100 days. It's been like pretty damn close to 100 days since our last podcast.
Unbelievable. Where does it go? Where does the time go?
Yo, if you're not careful, shit will just fly by on you, son. If you're not careful, a whole week will go by, and then that'll happen 12 times. And oh, shit. There go 100 days. That was fast.
It's crazy because, yeah, we were executing a plan, like a mission, and I feel like it was like, execute, and then I can like, through the universe to this moment right here, and I'm like, dude, that was a wild program we just ran.
You just didn't play on the new simulation. But man, yeah, a lot of shit's going on. We were talking about GTA. GTA 6. Who knows? I don't even know when it's supposed to come out, the projected date for it. But we were talking about just how long it's been. It's been like 11 and a half, almost 12 years since the last one came out. And people are still playing GTA 5 a lot. Right? It's still super popular.
It's like in the meta of stuff that you should be doing if you're like a person that's like a youthful, I guess like boy probably, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a male demographic dominated game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like one of our friends, I went over to their house and their kid was playing GTA, just like driving around and stuff. And I was just like, that's the meta. Like, you know, he's probably got Madden,
the meta.
GTA, Call of Duty.
Yep.
Like,
mm-hmm.
I could guess which games he runs through, just like Fortnite. He runs Fortnite, I know. He talked to me about it. I was just like, yeah, that's cool. It's tight. It's what being a kid is nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a little different than when we were being kids and before us, too. I guess with us, it was nice because it was like new. It was fresh. Call of Duty was like just coming out. Halo, you know.
I think our parents expected us to play outside a lot more. Did you get that from your mom?
Nah, maybe no, not really. I don't think. I guess we played a good amount outside. I guess as kids, and like we played sports and stuff.
Yeah,
so we're like involved, and we had shit that we were doing outside of video games at the house,
like practice and stuff.
Yeah, so it wasn't like super harped on. But there was definitely times where it probably could have been harped on. I was logging hours, bro, putting hours into whatever. What was I even playing back in the day? Yeah, like RuneScape, Call of Duty, Halo. Putting hours into that shit. Lots of time. Staying up all night. Or not all night, but, you know, playing zombies with the homies until 4 a.m. was a common thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. From ages 5 to 10, I definitely...
That's more in high school, though. When I was younger, we were, like, outside more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right? Yeah.
Like, 5 to 10, I feel like my parents, like, threw me outside. They're like, go play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, we had bikes, and we a lot of times just played football outside after school, which is super chill.
Yeah, remember doing, 100%.
Right, all that stuff, you know? But I don't know if that exists right now the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess being a kid now, you're playing Fortnite and shit. That's the meta.
Yeah.
That's the meta.
I think video games are way more integrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just like more chill, more safe. Have your kid like right over here running Fortnite, you know.
Right. Or I guess it feels a little bit more weird or you feel, as a parent, you feel a little bit more weary. Just let your kids go outside. Right. At least a little bit. At least in my opinion. We have an 11-year-old. And I don't know about just like in our backyard, you know, but like we would go out in the apartment complex. I guess it's a little different. House versus apartment. And the apartment complex is like, it's like just like a little city. It's like a very little mini city with like your homies. You know, it's like mini college.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like the dorms are right there. You know? It's like we just go to his house. No one go to his house.
Yeah. Seriously. My neighborhood when I was living in a house we treated it the same though. Pretty much.
I remember like you had a couple homies that we would always go to play football with or play basketball or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just go hang out.
Totally. Like Blake lived up there, Kyle lived across the street or like the other street over.
Mm-hmm.
The cul-de-sac at the end of that one, they had a bunch of basketball hoops, but I didn't really know those kids, but they'd be playing basketball sometimes. We could ride over to the basketball court to see who's there. We did that like all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, riding our bikes.
Yeah. We had to ride the bikes when we were back then, but when I was living at the ranch, we would just pull up to the basketball court like every day.
Yeah, the apartment complex.
Yeah, and so it was cool. And then when we'd be at one apartment complex and then like walk over to the neighborhood and then just see if people were hooping or whatever.
Mm.
And that was always fun.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit different now, though, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We were like probably around that age, like 10 to 12, doing that kind of stuff, hanging with the peoples.
Yeah.
hanging with the kids in the social environment that we were in, house war apartment. But I feel like now, I don't know. I wouldn't feel super comfortable. Maybe it's like boy versus a girl thing. I don't know. If I had a son,
Criminal Minds came out,
who's
boy.
like, we've seen way too much shit
Way
now,
too
boy.
much shit, bro.
We've seen way too many murder shows now.
Yeah,
son.
Derek Morgan, bro. I'm Derek Morgan. There ain't no other Derek Morgan around. You better stay close. Like,
Yeah, I don't. Is that a media inspired pop culture thing, or is that truth, or was it always super sketchy and we just got away with it when we were younger,
I think that
or is there more crazy people now?
I heard when my parents were 40, not so much anymore, but when they were like 40, I remember them saying something like along the lines of like, that it's not like it used to be. Like you used to just be able to like walk outside and leave your door open, and everybody was cool. Everybody knew everybody, and like
I think that still applies though in some places. I think right.
You like to think so?
Maybe in some small towns across the Midwest.
I bet like if you're a resident in like Voss's house, like that row of houses, like you're probably chill.
On El Sendero, or which one?
Yeah, that's just like one example. But like in that area, there's like little neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So you probably feel comfortable walking up and down the streets, stuff like that, for the most part. But like leaving your door unlocked and like leaving your keys in your car, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there was a point in time where the older people were saying that they used to be able to do that, and now there's like you can't do that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Is that pointing towards like, are we crazier now? Is there more crazy people? Are we more like prone to criminality? What's going on in our society?
The kernel of, in my story, it's because I watched too much Criminal Minds when I was like 12 years old. And I was like, oh, I got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? There's like bad people out there.
Yeah. There's a lot of documentaries about that kind of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots. Like thousands.
I remember being just scared when I was a kid, though, you know, like going to take the trash out at night and shit like that. Like, go drop this off in the mailbox, but it's like 8 p.m. I remember thinking, like, you know, I was running side to side on the road just in case there were any shooters out there, you know what I'm saying?
Any snipers.
I would give them
trying to take me out, give them the serpentine. Walking the fucking serpentine, dropping off the mail as a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch out.
You can't do too much left, right. You got to go left, right, left, right, left, right, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the drop.
Yeah, I'm cooking out there. I'm out there cooking, bro.
Hit him with a burpee.
Dude,
you never see it coming.
You get it. So,
I'm with you.
So I think that maybe there's like a natural fear that we have of the closet, or like
The dark.
Yeah.
The thing that lurks in the dark, the unknown.
Yeah, the bad thing that could happen.
Yeah.
And then maybe Criminal Minds and all these Netflix documentaries and all that shit like gave a face to that like boogeyman that we're worried about, like the idea of criminality, like what that actually looks like. And maybe that's why we're like more cautious now. It's like, is crime higher percentage wise? I don't know. I don't know if anybody ever really gets crime down.
I don't think we'll ever. Maybe. I don't know. It might just be part of our inherent nature as humans. You know, we have that born out of sin.
One argument
pretty
is
crazy.
Other countries' crime rates are way higher. There are some countries that have way higher crime rates than us.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's ask the internet. What are the highest crime rate percentages in countries across the world?
I'm gonna guess we're not even like the top 20. There's some bad places.
I think we're in the top 20. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, well, what's your guess? What do you think we lie?
Dude, if I'm going with my gut, I'll say like 23, like Michael Jordan.
23, like Michael Jordan did. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling up some shit right here.
Just because there's much more third world countries where like people are living a lot more rough than us.
Are they even like recording those crimes, or like that's another thing too, bro?
What bureau is collecting this information?
Yeah. This is on. I don't even know. This is. What is this? What Nationmaster? Nationmaster.com? I don't even know how legitimate this is going to be. We'll see.
I mean, this is on the reputation of Google at this point. If they're the number one, fucking
yeah, I think I'm on Safari. This is on Apple shit.
Steve Jobs' corpse did not build an empire and fall to have Safari be so shitty at this 2025 age.
Number one. Oh god, I think I didn't say my guess. What was your guess? 23?
I get 23.
My guess. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's just media propaganda. I feel like we're a relatively dangerous place. I would say top 10 for sure. Maybe top 5.
Okay.
I would say like 6. Maybe 5. I would say 5.
5. Okay.
That's like an honest
in the top
guess.
5.
On top 5 for sure. And this is saying totals per capita, total crimes per capita.
Okay.
And what is this? 2002? What the fuck is this?
Stop counting, bro. We can't be talking about that
Hold
too
on.
much.
Jeez Louise, I'm just gonna type it in. Christ on a cracker. I think it had a response for me, like an AI generated response. I had the
Is
numbers.
that communion?
I'm like, the bread, my body.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna look up highest crime rates 2025. National. That's it. The most 25 dangerous places in the U.S. from last year. Most 20 dangerous cities in America. I'm supposed to say countries.
ChatGPT might be able to put something together.
Right. Well, I guess it should.
Boy.
Crime rate by country updated 2025. Worldostats.com. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Top 10 countries with the highest crime rate per 100,000 population. Number 1, Venezuela. 80.9. So what is that? Like 8 billion or 88 million? 80 million? 800 million? I don't know what the math is.
80.9%. What capita is it?
Yeah,
like
per
something?
100,000.
89% per 100,000. So for every 100,000, there's 80,000. So then, yeah, how many people are there? 80,000 times what?
I don't know. I'm not sure how many people are in Venezuela.
That's cool, though. I'm sure it's some calculated percentage that's pointing towards the argument that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is saying Venezuela. I'm not sure where this is.
Totally.
Papua New Guinea.
Okay.
Haiti.
Okay.
Afghanistan. South Africa.
Okay, that's pretty much what I was predicting. Is
That's
that
top 5.
There's some tough, rough places out there. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, y'all. We're blessed. We're blessed up, cuz. Holy shit. The next 5. So that was top 5. Top 5, Venezuela, number 1. Papua New Guinea, Haiti, Afghanistan, South Africa. And then 6 through 10. 6 is Honduras, and then Trinidad, Tobago, Syria, Jamaica, and Peru. Jamaica's top 10. Watch your vacation spots, y'all. Watch your honeymoons.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be it. I'm sure you that's one of those places you hear about, like, don't go outside the resort, probably.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm starting to look for us. We're not even in, like, I can't even see us on here. What the fuck?
Dude, the world is...
We're not even in the top 50.
Oh, jeez.
No way, brother.
But I didn't... My argument was kind of that, like, relative to, like in Afghanistan, there's just, like, I'm pretty sure terrorists that, like, have, like, tolls. That's, like, you know what I'm saying? Committing crime on people, robbing them.
Mm-hmm.
In Mexico, like, the cartels and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I can't remember if it was in... There may have been 2 separate instances, maybe of the same groups, but there was... I remember hearing about in Colorado, I'm pretty sure, and maybe in San Antonio. But, like, some Venezuelan gang or, like, some foreign domestic gang people came over and started fucking running apartment complexes and shit.
Yeah.
You hear about that?
Yeah. What I'd heard was that... I mean, I don't know if we're going to get demonetized.
Go for it, bro.
What I had heard is that, like, at the point in time when, like, the Venezuelan prison releases were happening, and then they were just, like, coming, quote unquote, to our border, it was the same time that, like, allegedly they were giving people, like, bus tickets and like plane tickets to, like, anywhere they wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? So then there was, like, a point in time where a cluster of Venezuelan, like, I don't know what you'd call it, people seeking asylum, I guess, or, like,
Refugees?
Yeah, refugees. Yeah, that's a good word. Were, like, getting dropped off at, like, a specific spot in San Antonio, right?
Uh-huh.
And then allegedly, I guess I had also heard that a lot of them had, like, well, the word that I had heard was, like, taken over an apartment complex. Or maybe I'm getting a Joe Rogan story mixed up, but, like, to the point.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that too.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that was, like, relatively close to where that part of town where that was, like, occurring, that those people were getting, like, bussed over here, and then, like, with that opportunity that was happening. And then, yeah, could you imagine, like, fucking kind of nuts, bro?
That's scary as shit.
Yeah, that's, like, the worst case scenario. I don't know how true, I don't know to what extent all of that has happened or hasn't happened, but
yeah, this is okay. So we have.
That's the kind of shit that got Donald Trump elected, if we're talking. I mean, that's the kind of shit that what makes you want some change.
Yeah.
You know?
That'll do it, brother. Just living in an apartment, because I'm pretty sure the same thing happened in Colorado. I don't know why that's coming to my mind, but I'm pretty sure I've heard the same exact like story. Maybe not Venezuelan, but you know what I'm saying, the carbon copy of the same story, but with different characters.
Yeah.
Happened over there as well. It's like, dude, that's fucking wild. That's scary. We're 59. The U.S. is 59. According to this website, per 100,000, worldofstats.com. I'm not sure how accurate. You never know. You never know.
Dude, that's a sugar company trying to get us to. No, I'm saying sometimes it could be propaganda too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The Venezuelan people could be propaganda. Make us want to vote for Donald Trump. I mean, maybe not. But
Shit gets deep.
that's why being a journalist is fucking respectable. Because
that's what the spirit of truth is for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To discern the bullshit, because any of it could be fake. You know,
Yeah.
at any level.
Till someone says, "I know," like I did the research, like I went there, I've seen it.
I've sorted through all the bullshit. And the
Yeah.
spirit of truth guided me to this thing, and I found it, and I'll bring it to you guys. It's like, yo, that's what we're doing here, baby.
Why am I getting hyped?
That's what we're doing here, baby.
Yeah.
That's the human race. That's the human story.
That's why I fuck with journalists. That's why I fuck with lawyers. Not all of them, but some of them. You know, the idea of
The
a lawyer.
idea, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Like that person and then the judge is like a weird position in that relationship with truth to be like, is your discernment like relevant and on target enough for me to like change reality right now?
Yeah.
You know?
I get to determine reality right here.
Yeah, that job, that that metaphysical like being we have in our society. We've always had in society. It's fucking crazy.
Treat him with reverence, put on wigs and shit. You can't even be yourself. You're embodying truth, man. It's too big for you. You gotta change your hair, cuz. What the fuck? Coming over here with that?
Why don't we just make them bald?
Yeah.
It's simpler.
Just bare naked truth.
Yeah, there we go. Should have been the PR team. Yeah,
Judges. Yes, bro. Let's see. I got a couple more minutes. I got like probably 2 or 3 more minutes just because.
Nice.
Pick up the lady here in a little bit.
Ty, was there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to couple this into another episode, or you just want to have maybe a super short one?
Yeah, no, we can intro this into the following episode. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be cool if Joe Rogan did that.
Yeah, just like a lead up, a little sneak. All right, yeah, I guess it'll just be a part of the episode. The prelude.
So this could be like an announcement. I don't know. Are we announcing anything?
I guess this is episode 70. We're coming back with a vengeance. Coming at the tone, holding the grudge, fucking making music. All that shit's coming. It's been a lot. A lot has happened. I'm sure we'll talk about it next time. Or this time, I guess, later on this time.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Next time for us, but stay tuned. We'll definitely be talking about that. A lot has happened.
For sure.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Anything specifically? So much culture has been happening. It just happens so fast. We consume it so fast that the demand is so up tempo that like the supply is, there's so much happening all the time. And we're like, all of it's being channeled into our feeds, like so much sports news and so much celebrity news and national news and political news. All this shit's going on so much. So I don't even know what's happened since the last time we talked.
Yeah, true.
It's been like 100 days, 3 months and change-ish.
I have no clue, bro. I'm just locked in, dialed.
Yeah, it was Christmas time, fucking New Year's time, motherfucking Thanksgiving. Football just ended.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
A lot of shit's happened since our last visit. We'll be talking about it for sure on the coming episode.
Yeah, it's a new season. New season, new book. Fresh slate. Get your chalk out. It's time. If you want to join us on a metaphysical journey through life itself, I invite you to a fresh chapter. And with that,
Join us.
good night.
This is for the dogs. This is for the dogs. Love y'all. Let's keep it going. Yeah, we're keeping it moving. We had to sign off early last time, but we're going to come back in for the continuation. I was just mentioning, this is for the dogs. I was just listening to it back.
Nice.
This is for the dogs. This is for Julian. This is for Voss, Tyler. The dogs that are listening to the episodes. Anyone, everyone. This is for us, too.
Yeah.
Rocking episode 70 deep in this bit.
Yeah, for everybody that said, oh, a new episode. And then they clicked it, and then you're here. It's like, that's for you. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we do this for, bro. That's it. I love it, man. But yeah, we were talking about a whole bunch of crap. We're talking about, the most dangerous high criminal or high, what is it, percentage of crimes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, U.S. was like, what, 50 something?
Yeah, crazy.
It's like, damn, that's trippy. Man, we were also talking about before that. We were talking about GTA and stuff.
Oh yeah, just rabbit holes, bro. Just in a GTA rabbit hole for a week, so it's on the mind.
Dude, yeah, and we're talking about Game of Thrones a little bit. It's good, man. Man, I feel like I've been on this kick. I listened to Big Sean's book, the Go Higher book. I listened to that like a week or two ago, and like I don't know, that book just caught me in stride, bro. Just like revitalized. I feel like it regassed up, like refilled up my faith like gas tank, or you know what I'm saying? Just getting on that wavelength or that frequency.
Yeah.
And I was on that kick, and then on this, I just started watching and listening to because I saw a clip of it on Instagram, but it was a Joe Rogan podcast with Wesley Huff is his name, and he's like a theologist.
That shit is fire.
Gas?
I was hoping that's what you meant.
Gas?
Yeah, gas, bro. Fire.
That shit's gas so far.
Everything I've seen past, like, because now he's kind of on, like the spotlight turned up on him, so like I see him in my algorithm
The
more.
Wesley Huff character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always fire, bro.
Gas?
And I've seen some of that shit. Not to cut you off, sorry.
No, you could continue, please. That was it.
Did you hear the part in Joe Rogan where he talks about how he got into the argument with what's that guy's
Billy
name?
Carson?
Billy Carson, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how he started off. At least
Okay,
I'm
cool.
like maybe 10, 15 minutes deep. And like the first half of it, he was just talking about that kind of debate or whatever, that interaction that they had online.
Yeah.
And then his like crazy miraculous instance of healing whenever he was like 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
With his paraplegic stuff or whatever. His loss of connectivity between his brain and his legs.
Did I even forgot about that? That's crazy.
Crazy shit.
Yeah,
He was
that
paralyzed for like a month.
that's nuts.
And just miraculously healed itself.
It provides like explanation as to why he became such an authority on what we know about the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Not to be an authority on the Bible. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just like, well, yeah, if God healed your legs, you'd be like, that's real. I promise you, that's real. Like,
I'm walking. Like,
Yeah.
I can't quite explain it,
yeah,
but it's happened.
yeah. I'm sure that's happened to everybody's lives that's listening. Like, we're in some way or another, I think that God has probably like given you your legs back. Maybe not literally, but like, you know what I mean?
Giving you a testimony.
But it's harder for us to point at it when it's not something so tangible.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But then I can get I saw some of the Billy Carson stuff where they're having that moment that they talk about on Joe Rogan. Fucking nuts, dude. Like, he bodies that guy, dude. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I was showing that to the lady as well, because I don't know, it just like gripped me. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was like I saw one video on Instagram, and then I remember like his name, or I remember seeing it in the comments, and that was maybe like a week or two ago, or like maybe a week plus. And then I just remember thinking last night, it just populated in my mind. I was like, maybe I should like look into that episode. Like, what was his name again? It was like Weston, Wesley, something like that.
Wesley Huff.
And I typed in Wes
Yeah.
on the Joe Rogan thing, and then I found it, and I was like, I started watching it last night, just kind of randomly, and then it was just like the first 5 minutes, I was just in. You know what I'm saying? When your attention is just completely on something, I
Yeah.
was just like, well, I'm encapsulated fully right now with this conversation. It's only been like a couple minutes. It's like, this is tight.
That's good. That's peak Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It's like a good episode, you know?
Yeah.
You have
We
that-
all love that shit. We love that shit. I love having a show that does that to you.
I was talking to my sister last night. She's like, why didn't you tell me Dexter was like an 11 out of 10?
Goated.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I recommended it to you. But also, I don't want to over recommend that show because I don't want people to be like, what does this guy relate to? This guy, like, I love Dexter. That show is really good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he really gets me. Like, not like that, but it's just one of those shows that will. And then that's what I'm telling her on the phone. I'm like, it's one of those shows that like just you could sit down for weeks of gripping attention, presentation. You know, like entertainment, story.
Yeah, there we go.
And then some entertainment is just not as like Severance. I put it straight in that book. That's why I was like, lately I've been like, hey, pause everything. You guys should watch Severance. And I think that's what Grace wanted me to do with Dexter.
Yeah.
And it's funny because without even knowing, like juxtaposed, I was doing that for Severance because it's on that different tier of gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, super, super good. Super encapsulating.
Yeah. Very encapsulating.
Like, oh, I'm in this bitch. But yeah, I feel like I don't know. I've been like on a wave of that recently with this Wesley Huff thing.
Yeah.
And like that Big Sean book. But yeah, it's been tight. Lots been going on.
I think that's got to be one. Stuff is just really good. Like some movies are just fucking amazing. You're like on the edge of your seat the whole time. But then the other part of it is to think your life. Like sometimes we're drawn to stories that will help us understand our story, you know?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, totally.
I think so. For sure, man.
I've seen it too many times in my life. Like the influences that you get in a moment when you need to be influenced are like the right influences. There's like a billion books out there. Why do you read any book ever at any given time ever? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
so many possibilities.
yeah, right. Like for things to get recommended. And also like how often do you read something that gets recommended to you? It's like hard to like.
Yeah, how many times does someone tell you to watch a movie or a show or read a book,
Right.
listen to a podcast?
It's
You're like,
hard.
yeah, I'll check it out. And you check that out. Never check it. Never fucking check it out, dog.
I mean,
Sometimes.
Sometimes I try
But what
to.
determines that sometimes? Or,
That's the thing.
What tilts the fence one way or the other?
Yeah, like our friend Tyler recommended Severance to me weeks before I watched it, and I didn't watch it because he recommended it to me. But once I was watching it, I was like, I need to affirm Tyler's recommendation.
Hey, I watched that shit. Was gas.
Yeah, you were right. You were super right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, things that grip us. That Wesley Huff is hardly anyone has done such a fantastic job of making me feel like you can completely trust their like authority on what they're saying when they're talking about facts.
Yeah.
Because he like bodied somebody that was like, you know, that was a lot of people's boy for facts that were not mainstream media stuff, like almost like life conspiracies, you know?
Yeah, right.
Right.
The origins of creation,
Yeah. Esoteric
Type shit.
spirituality.
interdimensional beings and shit. I remember watching, I think I talked to you about it, I'm pretty sure, about his episode, Billy Carson's episode on Flagrant on Schultz's podcast. And then I'm pretty sure he had an episode on Joe's podcast shortly thereafter. I'm pretty sure I remember talking to you about that. I was
Yeah.
This shit's
for sure.
crazy, bro. This is some rabbit hole shit.
For sure.
Like, I'm not sure how much of it's true, but it's definitely entertaining and interesting to think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But nah,
But then he's,
dude, like,
I didn't even know that happened. So whenever they're talking about it, I haven't seen the clip, but I didn't even know it happened at all. But I was able to put myself there in the like, how would that play out with like this character versus this character, and if he really knew what he was talking about, and if he like really didn't know what he was talking about, I could just like imagine. I was like, oh, I'm sure he bodied him. I'm sure he just bodied him. And we just watched one clip of it on social. I think it was like one of the first things he was like questioning him, or as far as like a source of content, or to like clarification on his source of content, what he's like citing from, like the Sinai Bible or whatever.
yeah.
And he's like, whenever you're talking about the Sinai Bible, are you referring to like this thing? And he's like, because if you are referring to this thing, it's like either one of two things I think you're referring to. If it's this one, then like this is the actual translation. This is like what actually is saying is going on. Just like saw one clip of that. It's like, oh man, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of that. Maybe not so one-sided, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%. Like you saw him like
Just
take
bodied
the
him.
book off of the shelf,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You talking about this one right here? That's like that's insane." I don't know how many times he did that before Billy Carson kind of got off of playing one-on-one full court with him, you know, on facts, because that's just crazy. He's like, "Are you talking about in this one? Well, specifically, we're talking about this one or that one." Then he's like, "You mean this one right here?" It's like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "You talking about this page right here? That's what you're talking. There's this right here." That's tough as fuck.
That's a rough look,
Could
son.
you imagine being able to do that like a relationship argument?
That's what lawyers are doing. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
true. Yeah. That's funny. The relationship with the truth is so like I appreciate that guy so much because his relationship with the truth about like the Bible and stuff like that, it's cool. You just like instantly probably rely on him
Yeah.
because he has like a reputation to protect with everything he says.
Yeah, it's like Huberman. You know what I'm saying? You're going to trust that guy.
Yeah.
He talks about scientific studies and whatever's going on with these findings. You know what I'm saying?
That's a cool thing that we're able to give to people and that people garner, you know,
Yeah. Like trust.
be an authority on something.
Trust for real.
Yeah, they talk about how we can't really do that with the news anymore.
No, absolutely not.
People-
Absolutely not. 0% now, bro. It's crazy over the last 20 years how it's shifted.
Right? People used to have that relationship with like their
And even
news
more
anchors.
so, like 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Shit, dude.
Brother.
Well, that's yeah. What the fuck at that point? Can you? So many ideas there, but one of them is just that 40 or 50 years ago, we didn't even have the capacity to have a relationship with a news anchor because there's only like 3 or 4 channels.
Mm-hmm.
So then people are like, they only see 3 or 4 people, and then what's the news after that? Your newspaper, I guess.
Yeah, right. That
People
was it.
talking,
Yeah, the watering hole and newspapers.
dude. That was only 40 or 50 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Then it's like we get papers, and the papers are gone. And we replaced it with a digital
Goodbye.
tablet in our hand.
Rectangles.
Fuck. I know we sound just like Joe Rogan right now, but it's mind blowing just to see it from a different angle sometimes, you know?
Yes.
20, 40 years is like, we're in that median. You know what I'm saying? I've been alive in a 20, 40 year span.
Yeah.
It's so weird, bro.
Yeah, the rate at which things are changing is crazy, dog. Crazy. I guess, yeah, because who do you give your trust to? And like, you definitely don't give it to the newses anymore. And that's like, yeah, been the case for a while now. Now it's like shifting heavily into podcasting, which is just such an open, it's just like fucking, it's just a blank canvas, you know? It's just a dead space,
Yeah.
dead air. And
Yeah.
we're talking on it. Like right now. That's all it is.
It's conversation is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're 2 or more gather in my name, God is present.
Especially now because we have also the ability to. That's another thing I was thinking about in regards to like the Wesley Huff stuff. Was how cool is it now that we have like such an ability, a crazy ability to just fact check things. But then that got me thinking about like, well, who is manufacturing the facts? Who is manufacturing the engine that produces what facts are shown? It gets deep. But either way, we still have some sort of ability to fact check things. And like Reddit's like a prime example. Like Wikipedia is kind of like, you never know. It was never a truly acceptable source in school and shit. But I'm like, man, fuck that. That's just kind of, I guess there's sources even in Wikipedia of like where they're getting their facts from. So you can check those sources. But like the ability to fact check each other is super like game changing. Because it used to be you just listen to the fucking radio or watch the TV and the 3 or 4 channels that tell you what's going on. You read the newspaper, it's both saying the same thing. And you're like, all right, that's reality. Like set that in my mind. That's reality going forward. Yeah. And now we have the ability to be like, you're saying this and this is saying this. They're the same thing, but like let me find my own research or like let me go look on, I don't know, other information sources. It's like, that's a game changer. For sure. And it's super cool that Wesley Huff is able to do that for the Bible and shit, and like theology. That's tight.
So tight.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he spent time. He did the legwork. We love when people do the legwork. We love when someone spent years studying the craft.
It's like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah. What would he? In what?
Being capacity? Like a professor, like a personality psychology professor, and then also like doing his like research in the Bible.
Yeah.
And like I'm able to just like I could take all that information. Like I didn't have to read any of those books. I could just like take his summation of what those books had, and like I could just take that. Just be like, nice, fucking nice, standing on the shoulders of giants.
Okay, so there's 2 things going on here when we talk about this, though. One is like, are they truly an authority? And then the other one is like, do I fucks with them?
Okay.
Because
go on.
Because someone could be truly an authority, but I don't trust them to represent ideas in a way that I would also say that I would probably represent that idea similarly. But Jordan Peterson is one of those people that like just his general, I mean, he said some stuff that changed axioms in my life. I'm like, oh, fuck that. Insert this. That's way more right than what I was operating on. And then they've been like, how often do you get a chance to change your axioms, right? It's like difficult. Like there's a lot of shit going on in life all the time. We're on weird rhythms of like when we're going through school, you're definitely on a rhythm of like I go to school and then I'm in the summer and then I go to school and then I'm in summer.
I got weekends.
Right, got weekends.
3-day weekend.
See, exactly. That's the dance we're doing there. But then there's also a bigger rhythm of like puberty, like just in general. Like happening to a kid that's going through that rhythm and stuff like that. And then it's like leaving home, like becoming more of quote unquote an adult. You know what I'm saying? And like that's happening to all of us all the time. So with Jordan Peterson, that's hard to have times like not all of the rhythm with everything you're doing is like axiom changing rhythm. It's like a whole storm that you'd have to cast. And then if like something goes terrible in your life, it's easy to pick up a book and say, I'm going to change my life. But even those times are kind of rare where something devastating is going to happen, So all that to say, maybe my axioms could still be shaken up and changed as I go forward in life. But Jordan Peterson has just enough times said stuff in like just a way that's like, that way. That like I generally just trust him.
Yes.
When he's talking on the mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I sit back and I'm like, that's my dog. Say that shit, bro.
He's got that. Talk that talk, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
But that's a different kind of trust garnered than just like being an authority on the subject. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson is a person that's like, I guess, an authority on the subject. But as far as representing ideas in a way that I feel like I would just generally trust him without any kind of fact checking and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I think he might be like I think he's like a shill, bro, for the science community.
You think so?
Yeah.
They got him?
Yeah. He's
I've heard that before. I think.
It might have been me.
I've heard before either way.
But I think he gets paid by somebody to like keep everything chill, bro. Like, nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy is going on. Anybody's talking too crazy, just bring them right back to earth.
Okay.
Because science is so much like, their whole community is, well, if it's not proven, you're ludicrous. Like, you have to prove it. Like, it has to be on paper, in a study, proven. Like, we operate off of these proven things.
Evidence.
The whole thing is, if you can spend your life getting something into this, then we'll all say, we adhere to that. That's true. He did the thing. But that makes it difficult for people to, like, find out new things. because studies are hard to do, and like there's a fucking hierarchy and all this shit, right?
Funding.
Yeah, right. It's a whole fucking thing, man.
Who controls the funding?
Right. So imagine you go to school for like, I want to be a scientist. It's
Yeah. I want to find truth.
like, who controls the funding is so far away from women trying to find truth in college, you know? So science, I'm a little out on it just because he's so negative, and I've seen him shoot down so many things. It's weird. The way he talks is weird.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think he's too dismissive. I think
Okay.
he's a little too dismissive.
Okay, I think I remember hearing this. I think Jordan Peterson maybe had mentioned that in his pod with Joe
Yeah.
in regards to Neil deGrasse.
Yeah, totally.
Or someone did. It may have been somebody else, but I remember hearing this conversation brought up.
That checks out. Maybe
Right.
hearing that validated that thought in me of like, I think he's just a little too dismissive, you know? Like, it's like he's trying to make you look dumb for even thinking that going to Mars could be possible. You know what I'm
Stuff
saying?
like that.
Yeah, whereas you could entertain the question. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You could like be funny about it, but he's just kind of like a dick. Like he's like, no, not literally, but like, oh no, you're an absolute idiot. Not even close to what could be possible. It's like, oh no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So people butt heads with him. I think he could do. He's either doing himself a massive disservice, but what I really think is he's getting paid to do that. Because Bill Nye's so powerful.
Billy Nye.
It's, you know, like the idea of like a famous scientist is so powerful. And then they were like, we got the next Bill Nye and we'll lock him into like a 40-year deal.
Yeah.
And control the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit. What is, do you know Neil deGrasse's stance on like aliens and shit? I'm sure we could, yeah, let's look it up. What are his
What
thoughts?
does Neil deGrasse Tyson think about aliens?
I guess this is just on my mind prevalently because one of the recent pods with Joe and those two guys, their names escape me, but they're just like so sure, bro.
Dude, that
they're just
podcast
so
is nuts.
sure, bro. I forget the gentleman's names. We can find it real quick, but it was just people talking about. I think what they call them, NHIs, non-human intelligence, something like that. I think they changed the acronym or changed the words that we use to describe aliens. NHI crafts and shiat like that.
Yeah, they don't say alien. They call it non-human intelligence, and that's allegedly what the military or whatever private military.
Yeah, someone with it's 2264, Len Vol, Logan, and Jason Sands. But yeah, they're just talking about aliens and such. So that's why it was kind of on my mind. But
they believe it so heavily. Like, if you have a conversation like, yeah, you believe in aliens? What do you think? You think there's little green guys out there? Those guys are like so deep that they think they know the races of the aliens.
there's multiple different types.
Yeah. It says Neil deGrasse Tyson believes that aliens exist, but he wants solid evidence before making any firm statements. He's skeptical of eyewitness accounts and thinks that the government should investigate UFOs. Oh, it's unrealistic to think that humans are alone in the universe. He doesn't believe that the alien abduction cases are true. And he thinks life outside of Earth is likely simpler, like microbial life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's somewhat open to it.
Sounds about right.
Just waiting for some evidence.
Yeah, sure. I'm into it. I mean, science is... You need evidence. Here's what I want to get to is that those are two examples. Jordan Peterson, check mark. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he gets an X for me.
Okay.
But Joe Rogan is like... I give him such green check. Like, right in that, like, I'd almost just let him talk for me. He doesn't even know me. You ask him something about politics. Joe, you go ahead and answer this one for me. Not on everything. Not on everything. But all that to say, do I give him too much validity in that sense?
Maybe not, because I guess he does have a ample sample size. You know, you've listened to a lot of hours of him, so you kind of know what he thinks and know how he speaks and how he represents ideals about certain subjects. So it's like I think you've listened to him enough, and people have listened to him enough to give him that check. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about anything I just straight up disagree with him on. It's weird because I always thought the masks were stupid. I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Do it.
I always thought the masks were dumb because I couldn't go a single day without like
masks.
Yeah,
I just like the masses.
No,
Both.
Sheep. These fucking sheep out here.
Sheep.
No, but like I couldn't go an hour without like adjusting my mask, and then like your mask opens up. So I'm like, unless I have a dumb perspective of how germs work, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe it's just for the spit coming out of my mouth. I don't really spit that much. You guys make me wear a mask every day of my life so I don't spit? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Don't pass your spit on to someone else.
Right. But it just like fell off to me. I'm like, people fucking pull it down. What am I going to yell at that guy? It's like nothing. Mm-hmm. There's holes and old mat, whatever.
I think I remember, just like to piggyback on what you're talking about, I remember gaining or having the same sort of green check mark acquire or acquisition with Joe like during that time because I remember like the the vaccine or whatever was coming out, and I was like hesitant about it. You know what I'm saying? And then like he had researchers on and people talking about it and such, and I was like, oh, okay, like the hesitancy is like validated. It's just not like just you're silly for not going along with us,
Right.
you know?
Right.
I was like, okay, he might be talking some truth here. Let's see what he's got to say.
But you had that initial like uneasiness about just same.
Right.
It doesn't feel. I'm kind of anti-vax, but you can't be because kids get like measles and stuff like that. But I don't like the idea of the pharmaceutical company like saying I have to put this in your child.
Yeah.
Because what if one day they figure out a way to like calcify their fucking pineal gland at
All
birth?
that shit, right?
Okay, that's like a crazy
We're
rabbit
getting
hole.
deep.
But like the idea of that, like the idea of I don't know what you're doing to my kid exactly. Like I'm not sure, and who are you to do this?
Yeah.
So then, but you can't do anything about babies getting vaccinated. But when it was like this brand new vaccine for me, I already kind of had that presupposition of like, whoa, hold up, like I don't know. What do you got to say about it?
Yeah.
You rushed it through to get it to us right away, which means it didn't get clinical testing. Like that's kind of tough,
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like avoided conflict with the vaccine at first. Like obviously not everybody can be one of the first people to get it. I'll be not one of the first people to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe not one of the second people to get it. I don't know. We'll see. And then the Joe Rogan stuff became like validated, and then like because there was a tipping point where the death rates were rising like kind of exponentially for COVID before things got shut down. And I remember thinking like, yo, if this death rate gets like right now it's like 10,000 people have died from COVID. And then it got up to like 20, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, okay, so what if it goes from like 10 to 20, and then 20 to 40, and then 40 to 80? Like, what's the number where I'm like, oh, fuck?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was starting to think about. Then they shut everything down. Then they're like vaccine talk. Then I'm starting to be like, I don't really know about this shit. And Joe Rogan was one of the only people that offered an alternative narrative. And then it ended up being what I believe to be like right for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Right, not to get too in the weeds with it. So that's one area where I already agreed with him about his mentality on being active, working out, mental discipline, being an artist, craft, all that shit. And then to see him like pull something out of life that was super valuable for like everybody, I was like, oh shit, maybe this guy is a true green check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can trust him. He's not gonna knowingly manipulate the narrative for his own personal gain or for the gain of something else. You know what I'm saying? We might disagree, but like, he's being genuine.
Right.
I could trust that at least.
Huh. Just shit. Like he might even be wrong. But it's okay because he's being genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a thought experiment every time he podcasts.
Not gonna try to fuck me over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can trust him. I think Dave Chappelle was talking about this idea of, I forget exactly when this conversation happened or what like a time period I'm referring to, but there was a point, I think Dave was on the mic, maybe it was like after COVID, but I remember it was like one of those shows maybe where it was kind of like limited capacity and like masks only, or like, I'm not sure, or you had to have a COVID test to get in, but it was like in that time frame, maybe like early 2021s or 22s. I don't know. I could be wrong. Either way, he was just talking about people like asking him his opinion on things, and he thought it was kind of strange. He's like, why are so many people, like these fans, like asking me what I think? Why do they give a fuck about what I think about political issue A or B or whatever?
Right.
And then he's like, oh, because I think that y'all trust me. Even if you don't agree with what I have to say, like you trust me to give it to you straight and to like not lie to you and give you my true, genuine opinion without any manipulation. Yeah. So he's like, that's what y'all, I think that's what they feel with like certain people like that, like certain celebrity figures. And that's why they're like super powerful if you can get someone to endorse you like that.
True.
Because if Dave says it's good or Joe says it's good, like I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I'll trust it.
Yeah.
Like a product or whatever, a service.
Part of it is, I guess, like also if you tell me what that guy thinks, then I can kind of understand probably how he got there. You know what I'm saying? And even if I'm not going to agree with that, it's nice to know like that information. Like, yeah, I guess someone that thinks like this with that, and they would get there with that. So that makes sense to me. But I don't know. I agree with this, don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? It just helps provide more context to know. Because it's like, yeah, I guess it's like, are we that in need of people who will just be honest? That you're like, can start being like, well, this guy will give it to me straight. Like, I think there's something more than that. It's like his body of work and like who he is to us as a viewer. It's like, well, hold on. What do you think about this? Because that'll help me shape my opinion, which I need like more examples, like my truer opinion. I'm going to need to do some research. So it's nice to have you in my fucking references.
Yeah.
For what to think about this. Because yeah, Joe Rogan's not an end all be all, you know. But if I hear Joe Rogan say something and Jordan Peterson say something and then like fucking Lex Friedman say something, then it's kind of like maybe there's something going on here, you know? At least it's like they're the counter narrative. So it's like, okay, the counter narrative is this now.
Yeah, what was it called? The intellectual dark web?
Yeah, that's what made me think of. That's the first time I ever, because that was hard for me to conceptualize. I'm like, what do you mean the dark web?
Dark web? Why you throwing it on them? Why you throwing it on my boy JBP, bro?
The fuck?
Dark web? That's a light web, cuz.
Yeah, what you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about?
But I think it's just because they're counter narrative to some degree.
Yeah. That's where it comes from. But I guess, yeah, what was your original question? Like, are we in that need of someone to be like a truth bearer for us?
Yeah, where it's
I think so, kind of, right? Because if you're the only person who believes something, then you are like, by definition, crazy, right? If you're like the only one person to believe something.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True.
We deem you as like a crazy person. If no one else considers what you are, you know?
Super true.
If you don't follow the same truth, or you're like a tinfoil hat wearer, whatever, conspiracy theorists. So I guess we kind of do need someone else to help like validate, like, no, this makes sense. Like, this is real. Like, I'm not just tripping right here. I'm not just hallucinating or fucking. We need each other to ground ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I lose myself sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. I agree with you. We need I like this. Want to try to go back and revisit when the Bible says when two or more are gathered in my name, like that he's there for that. It's like, what does gathered in my name mean? Right? Because we think that it means like church. At least that was my initial perception of that as a child, was that meant like, if we gather to worship God together, God will be there to greet us. Like, no, we'll never go to church and God won't be at church. But I think that also, like, the idea of us having a conversation in good faith, like that we're gonna trust each other to like be honest, and we are being honest, and we're just like really having a true conversation. That might be what being gathered in God's name means too. Like actually presenting ourselves in the world.
Yeah.
And if that interpretation of that leads to then I am there, it's also like, what does that mean for God to be there? And I think it could also mean that like we could get to the bottom of truth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If we hold each other accountable for the perception of and our reputation of ourselves, then like we can actually, you know, figure things out in the world. And that's fire. But not everybody's doing that, I guess, like being honest and truly representing how they think and feel.
Yeah.
And providing authenticity. I think it might be more rare. It's definitely more rare in the media. Right.
For sure, bro. People gotta be careful with what they say. Might get a source of revenue cut off or something, lose a deal, lose some whatever, you know. Some sort of consequences and repercussions for not going along.
Yeah, plus there's like Stephen A's personality is like, he's Stephen A. I don't know if he can be anything else, you know? Like sometimes I think his personality probably dictates what he says rather than just like being like, you know, I was wrong, or I don't think that way anymore, or maybe he does that, maybe he doesn't, you know?
Yeah, I don't watch enough to know.
Me neither. But just the idea that you could get stuck being a character.
Yes, there's truth in there, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, man. So I think we do kind of need somebody else. But I think, that's a interesting point, because I think it's correct to broaden that out. So I don't think it's where two or more are gathered, just like consciously worshiping, but maybe it's both being authentic in a genuine pursuit of the truth, you know? Or it could even just be as broad as even it's like two people just at all, you know what I'm saying? Two conscious beings being there. It's like, I see you and you see me. It's like, this is crazy, right? It's like, we exist, right? It's like, yes, we exist. We're in bodies right now. It's like, fuck, that's real. That's happening. At least I feel as if it's happening. You're going to help me verify that.
Yeah. Maybe it's like, what does in my name mean? You know, because that would definitely be gathered if we were gathered like that. What is the gathered in my name part? It could just be that we're always under God's name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna look up the verse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna type that in. Googs. Give it a goog.
I know it sits in my frontal cortex because it was on like a wooden carving in my house.
Matthew 18:20. Let me see. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I with them.
So yeah, I think it's at a bare minimum very comforting. If you go to church, it's like kind of represents that God's in that church, that he'll be there, that you can interact with him or like interface with God in some capacity. If you know, you gotta work on it. But I also think it means more than that. I've been trying to like wrap my mind around what that could mean. And then getting to the bottom of truth, I definitely felt like that presented itself to me. That if we're both playing the game in accordance with our Christianity, then we can have like an optimal outcome. We could get to truth. We can be the heroes of the story. But then I also then I peeled back the layer of like being gathered in my name could like it's gonna sound kind of secular to say this, but we were talking about it earlier today that like God finds you even if you're not like in the church reading the Bible. Like God still interfaces with you in your secular life.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to necessarily be gathered in literally in his name on your knees praying for you to be gathered in his name if you're being like a good person, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, genuinely trying to embody and find truth.
Yeah.
And love.
Yeah. Super true.
Yeah.
Holding love is the highest ideal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
So I think, I think 100% that's correct. I was just thinking a level deeper. I was like, maybe even by yourself, you know what I'm saying? You can find truth by yourself. There are two of you, right?
Oh.
If you're just like talking to yourself and like trying to work some shit out and just like thinking about what's the right way to be about it or think about it or frame it or go about it, what's the action to take?
Yeah. You have to.
And like you can have revelatory moments, you know, like within yourself, you're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just out of nowhere within your own internal dialogue.
Yeah.
So maybe there's even two there in that regard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was watching this clip last night that said, what does it mean to take a long look at yourself? Like the guy was, it was a whole podcast about therapy and just like, I guess they would go to therapy and then come back from therapy and then like talk about what they talked about at therapy and like what the therapist said and like break it down together as like
damn,
homies.
that's therapy on the therapy.
Yeah. But they would record that conversation as a podcast. So a lot of it's just like super deep introspective shit. And they're like in this open place of like working through themselves, you know? So they're like super open to like what they're saying to each other.
Okay.
Cool podcast.
What's it called?
I'll look it up for you. I'll probably save some of it. I watched a bunch of clips last night. We'll shout them out. But
Therapy pod.
They were talking about what is it? The guy's like, what does it mean to take a long look at yourself or like to do some reflecting? Like I need like I'm like a visual. Can I watch like a tutorial on how to
self-reflect?
Yeah. It's like, should I journal or should I like drive down to the beach and like sit out there by myself for a couple hours or like should I go on vacation by myself and like get away from everything? Like what is
how do you go about taking a long hard look at yourself?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I also think the answer is like not like obvious per se, but you would have to, it would be something you'd have to do. There'd be some doing to do in that process, you know?
Yes.
And yeah, driving's great. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because I'm lazy, but the journaling thing is like daunting.
Really?
I bought the journal a bunch of times, you know?
Like 40 journals.
Yeah.
Didn't you get a package of Amazon journals delivered to you?
Yeah. What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
What do you need? What more do you need?
Yeah. What do you want? A package of pens too?
Yeah. Package of filled out journals that you filled out in another lifetime? Yeah.
No, that's bonkers. That's bonkers. Yeah. Anyways, the journaling, I think it helps, you know? I was thinking about like writing a book about how helpful journaling can be for your life. I was like, can you imagine if I started journaling and it changed my life? So much so that I wrote a book about how important journaling is. Don't you want to tap into that? Maybe this is a book waiting to happen.
Yeah, right? There you go.
Yeah, well, how silly though. Like after laughing about it for 1 second, the switch to just sit down and write pussy was like so prevalent, so much more accessible than it was even just like 30 seconds ago, just locked back there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I think journaling is a great way, definitely for self-reflection. That's definitely a method. I guess, quick side note was the that Big Sean book, the Go Higher book, that fucking badass. But it definitely like rekindled my desire to journal and stuff because I was super about it like years ago, you know what I'm saying? I was journaling and meditating all the time. And then that book just like reminded me. And like that shit's important and you should do it. And it's worth doing every time. And I was like, yeah, that is so true. It's so true. And yeah, so I've been journaling not every day, but definitely like 3 or 4 times a week, maybe, you know, and meditating probably around the same amount of time, or like consciously meditating, and like taking some time out, like 10, 15 minutes or whatever I got. Because I would do it in the sauna as well, you know what I'm saying? It's like part of my routine when I was in the sauna.
You would journal?
Meditate.
Oh, sorry. I was lost in the sauce digesting that.
No. But yeah, but that's remember it was a important thing.
Yeah. In the
Or-
book, it kind of reiterated
Yeah.
meditating a lot.
Yeah. He was, that was one of like some of his practices, you know what I'm saying, to get himself right, get that energy alignment, get yourself mentally prepared. Or I guess there's a whole bunch of benefits to meditating, like manifestation and visualization. Also like the ability to like calm thoughts and not think. And then also like the ability to like open up the thought space and think extra, like thinkitation, like think through something.
Yeah.
There's like a whole bunch of different avenues you could take, but either way, it's like sitting down and like just breathing and like thinking or not thinking, whatever your approach is like worth it. It helps set yourself, you know what I'm saying? Still the waters a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
So I think it's definitely like a super, super valuable self-reflection tool. But I think ultimately he was like asking the question of like, what's the vehicle to do it? But I think it doesn't really, whatever, I guess your personal preference would be whatever would work for you, you know, if you want to take a drive or go somewhere or journal or meditate. But either way, it's just like the long, hard look at yourself, I think, is just achieved through it's a mental thing. It's all mental. You can't like go somewhere and do it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or look in a mirror and do it. It's like it's all in your mind. It's like take stock of what's happening in your story. It's like, all right, this is my character in my story. Who are my like primary characters around me? Okay, who are my secondary characters? What's going on in their stories? All of our stories together. Like, where was my story when I was a kid? Like, what am I trying to do here? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, where have I come? What's going on here? Where do I want to go? What do I want to try to manifest? Like, how's that going for me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the things? One of the best Jordan Peterson quotes is like just super simple. It's like, what are the things that I'm doing that I know I shouldn't be doing? And like, you know what I'm saying? Should I like and what are things that I know I should be doing but I'm not doing? And like try to get those things done and get those things lined up.
Yeah. Dude, you're spitting bars. Gold bars right there. I guess, yeah, journaling is an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting at my desk, just like not doing anything, thinking about how I just started like plugging things that happened into like a timeline. I was like, I don't even know what this timeline is for my life the last like 18, 19, 20 months. Like, what happened? I remember it being like my birthday when I turned 29. And then J Prime kind of like fizzling. And then I kind of remember being at Crane. And then Blue. And then the new regime, like the no longer opening Blue, but opened Blue. And then briefly MJ38 stuff. And then I was at Blue again. And that's tight. Like super. But I was like, what the that was like a tornado of life. Just went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Through the months.
Yeah. And I was like having to take in all the chaos and just putting it in order so that I could understand it all. And then like looking at it and then processing that. And then I was taking like that chunk of time and then like applying it to other chunks of time in my life. And I'm like, so that was like when this happened. And that was like a whole fucking thing. I'm like, it was also like when this happened. Jeez, man, you know?
Yeah.
And just like that helped like to elevate my like awareness on my life and my frequency a little bit to like navigate through it a little bit better just by understanding it, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know how many times you need to do that in your life, but it definitely can get away from you.
They can get away quick, bro. Weeks will fly by, bro. A week is like, I was telling the lady about this, but like the idea of when you're a kid and $100 seems like a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? When you're 10, 11, 12, $100, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And then you become an adult and $100 ain't shit. $100 is the grocery store trip. No one even cover like a full trip at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Not even a tenth of your rent, or you know what I'm saying? It's just nothing.
Yeah, Julian was saying he spends $100 a day when he's not at work, guaranteed.
Fuck.
No matter what he tries to do, you're gonna have some bill to pay. You're gonna have to do some kind of shopping.
Yep.
You're gonna eat. You're gonna do something because you're
Some
off
sort of
work.
maintenance.
Like all of it put together is gonna result in like probably $100 loss. I'm just like, I had never thought about it like that, but it's probably right.
It averages out to that, I'm sure, even if you don't spend any money on the day off.
Right.
The next time it'll come around, you got groceries, a big grocery trip.
Yeah,
or a
true.
big bill coming up, whatever. So yeah, the same way that $100 doesn't seem like a lot of money anymore to me, it's like a week does not seem like a long time to me anymore. Like a week used to feel like a long time as a kid. And especially like even in high school, it's like, here we go, like another school week.
Yeah.
It's fucking Monday.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta get to the weekend. Here we fucking go. It's gonna take forever.
You're right.
And now it's like a week is nothing. A week goes by so fucking fast.
Yeah.
So if you're not able to take stock of your life or like sit down and like read the book that is your life or like look at it, it's like it'll get away from you.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, I haven't because I remember seeing that and feeling that when my journal entries were getting like further and further apart from each other. It'd be like 3 or 6 months sometimes like between journal entries. And I was like, fuck, man. The shit, like when I would read the last one, I was like, damn, so much has happened in between now and then. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
The passage of time is a little bit more like accessible, perceivable if you're journaling every day.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll go so fast, and you're like, my perception of that time doesn't match like the calendar date of that time. But you could have like a marker for that every day if you journal.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's definitely a cool tool to use, in regards to the question of taking a long, hard look at your life, or like at yourself.
Yeah.
Like your life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not like you tangibly, like you right now in this body, but like you in relation to your story. What's happening? What's going on in your chapters? The preceding, and what do you want to happen in the next chapters? I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if people are asking themselves that, or if you just get to a point where you like struck a balance,
What do you mean?
Like, what do you want to happen? What have you wanted to happen, and how has that been going? And what, like, are you doing what you want to do, or not doing what you don't want to do? It's like, I don't know how often we're taking stock of that. Those are good questions.
Right.
Really good questions.
Yeah, I think it's important to do it as often as possible, once a day for 10, 15 minutes.
Shit.
I guess there's like different levels to it, because if you only have that much time, because I guess there's different, as I mentioned, different kind of like avenues of meditation. So sometimes you could just like, I guess not like take stock of your life or look at the chapters of your life in like a meditation session or in a time of reflection, but you can just like get your energy right, or like just like try to consciously let go of things that you don't need, or like they don't serve you anymore, and like consciously try to attract a higher energy, and like try and emulate and like think about the frequency of gratitude, or like have a gratitude practice where you like list things you're grateful for, and then try to maintain that energy and that frequency and that, that emission, and just maintain that frequency for as long as you can, and like just stay on that wavelength, and then like try to manifest more of that, more to be grateful for. There's a whole bunch of different kind of avenues.
Yeah.
So I guess if you only have a couple minutes, you probably can't like dive in there to the nuances and depths of your life. But if it's a long, hard look, though, if you have time for a long, that's like a quick blip. But if you have time for a long, hard look, though, then you can look into them chapters and be like, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, that's a great explanation. You would have crushed the podcast if you were on there with them. I think they got to a similar place with it.
Yeah. What did they say? Or do you remember?
I'm trying to remember. He was kind of, he listed a bunch of kind of obvious ways that you could like take a look at yourself,
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was maybe saying that like he doesn't like to show his emotions. So taking a look inside of himself would be like revealing, because if you're not like showing what you're feeling, then maybe you're not showing yourself what you're feeling. And then like if you don't want people to know how you're feeling, then maybe you like keep it from yourself too,
Mm-hmm.
So if you like looked at it, you'd be able to like understand, and maybe that would help to navigate like what you want to be doing, what you don't want to be doing based on those emotions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's tight.
Yeah, it's a cool podcast. I look up therapy podcast, see if it pops up. I don't know the name off for it. Another thing I was thinking about that I got kind of lost trying to remember this thought, but with what we do specifically too in the passage of time is like, I perceive our profession, like the service industry, to be a place where time flies. If you're busy, the time flies by, and it's fucking nice.
Fly by, brother.
Because like I've worked a desk job before where time like
drags.
Oh, bro.
Crawling to 12 o'clock.
Like nails on a chalkboard drag, bro. Just like, look again, only 12 minutes have passed. Fuck. And I'm only not even 3 hours into the shift. Fuck, I'm going to be here forever, dude. Let me get a cup of coffee or something. I can't stand that. I'd much rather be busy and like working hard and then time flying by as a result of like pushing myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's a more fun exchange. It's a little more difficult, but I don't know if I'm ADD or what, but it makes life more enjoyable. But I'm doing that. And then on top of that, something I learned in running was that like you can't really like a song is like 2.5 minutes long. That's like, if we sat here for 2.5 minutes of dead air, that's like a long time. But that's not even like that, maybe a fourth of a mile. So you're gonna have to do that amount of time like 4 times to even get through like 1 mile. And that's multiple miles we're talking about. So there's a lot. When I'm trying to perceive run, I'm like, so these are some of the thoughts that go through my head, right?
Uh-huh.
And I can't sit there for 2 minutes and 30 seconds of dead air of that run. I mean, I could, but it's like sadistic. And so like I kind of like trained myself to like be out here with like my thoughts and my feelings and like my perception of what's happening, and like think about stuff and like engage with other energies and stuff like that. So that way I'm not feeling all of the toll of the run. And then I'm able to do that at work too, where like I'm engaging with the craft, I'm engaging with the people on our staff, I'm engaging with the guests, and that allows me to stay engaged out here and not feel that I'm tired as fuck, you know?
Yeah.
But that's a double dipper of detaching from the perception of time being something that drags, you know?
Okay.
And that's making each individual day fly by a lot faster than one normal day would fly. Because I'll be like, wake up, breakfast light, workout light. Okay, here's my day. And with this day, I'm going to run through it.
Yeah, that kind of is the mentality, bro, in the service industry for sure.
Right.
Let's fucking get through this shift, bro. Let's fucking go bananas right now.
Yeah, what's taking him so long? Like, I'm getting itchy over here. Want to get going, and then most of the time we want to get out, you know? But then sometimes I'm like, okay, I got to do that like 3 or 4 more times, so I need to get out, get to bed, take care of everything here, let me get some sleep. And then wake up and just pew, 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 pew. And then I guess we're also doing like 50 hours of that, closer, I would say, on average. So it's like more time engrossing on the rest of the week that we're living on. Pew, 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 pew. And then we did that for like so long that it like fucked me up. I was like, how much time passed? What the fuck?
100 days?
What did I do with that? What did I do with that time? Like, what do I tangibly have from that time investment? You know what I'm saying? I guess, okay, what not tangibly do I have, you know? Trying to just take stock of it all, because it was kind of jarring.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and then that's when I realized like all that time perception. So all of that to say, I think you can be like an alchemist of how you perceive time.
Okay.
Like you have to strike certain bargains with the life you choose, but to some degree, I think we can slow down time a little bit. Maybe not all the way, but at least a little bit, by just like how we interact with life. And I want to do a better job of maybe trying to slow things down a little bit. Yeah,
100%. And there's only so many things you can slow down, or it's like it's fleeting, bro. It's fleeting. You gotta cherish it.
That motherfucker fleeting.
But you gotta, you flying through it, man. I remember talking to my brother about this actually on this weekend when we had our parties, or bachelorette kind of bachelor party and the engagement party. And so I remember talking to Christopher about it on, I think, Saturday night when they came down. And then I think we had mentioned it even before this, but he was just like, "Hey, man, it's like, enjoy this, man. This is gonna be awesome. Like, just hold on to this. It's like, slow this down right now. Slow the pace at which you're perceiving life to happen, because it is happening fast. And everyone, as the older you get, they always say it goes faster. It never slows down. So, and I'm like feeling that happen as well, like in real time in regards to how I perceive a week now to happen. But yeah, he was just, it's a mental thing. You gotta like take a conscious effort to just slow down and enjoy the moment. Just be there. Just be present. It's like, oh man, this is good. This is good. And then your mind wants to like travel to not make it not good necessarily, but to like try to perceive the risk, or to like, where's like the pitfall? What's the next danger I need to be thinking about to overcome to not like be hurt in the future? It's like a job, you know? It's like part of our mental capacity's job is to like plot out the threats. Like forever we've been doing that. So like, I think part of that might like take us away from the present moment. And then in doing so, we kind of lose the cherish it ability.
Yeah.
But now, thank goodness, we don't have to like worry about jungle cats and shit. But now we just got other stresses and anxieties to worry about that are lurking in the unknown, in the dark.
Yeah, totally.
Bills to pay and shit, or whatever's gonna come up. But yeah, just like it takes a conscious effort. It's hard to like just cherish it. Just don't worry and just be here and enjoy this shit.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's hard, dog.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but it's hard.
It's hard, dog.
I'm in there. I'm fucking I'm maxing out my capes this go around, bro. I'm like, I feel the call to reshape the axiom, or to like, I'm like a higher level experienced person shaping this axiom. So I'm like, I think I can get myself to a place energy wise where I'm like cherishing my time now. Difficult as fuck, right?
Difficult as fuck.
Yeah, I think I'd have to really like be on point with how I'm managing how I interface with life. Because if you're not careful, it's like I can be doing like living my days, wasting a lot of time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think just being in tune with how much time you're managing and not wasting it, and then like knowing to try to slow it down when you can. I mean, I'm sure the movie always ends faster than we want it to.
If it's a good one.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's just like damn near impossible on some level, right? But there's got to be times where we can just slow it down and enjoy what's like right in front of us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Taking time to slow it down.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to. I remember that reminds me of like a Black Mirror episode inspiration I had for like we gain the ability to like fast forward or like pause time. You know what I'm saying?
Like click.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like they're like integrally connected, so that like the amount of time that you fast forward and the amount of time that you pause have to be equal to balance like the time spectrum or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you're not careful and like you just like pause all your time in some bullshit, then you'll have to like fast forward through like the important parts.
Oh, shit.
Or things that you want to cherish, or like vice versa. If you're just like fast forwarding through all the shit, you won't have the ability to pause and cherish things that are important.
Yeah, you slow down for the last 10 years of your life on accident, but you like have cancer.
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. Black Mirror stuff.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a truth in there. There's a truth in that.
Yeah, for sure. Probably. I mean, what if there's karma involved in that?
Okay.
Like, because I spent 18 months on bloop, 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 like to balance me back out or to like equal and opposite reaction, I have to go through a period of time feeling like slower,
Yeah.
That could be like a unwritten law of the universe that we don't perceive. We just go through, like a gravity that we don't have physical, tangible stuff to see,
Yeah, science can't prove.
Yeah, it could be. There's all sorts of stuff. On a fundamental level, I believe that what you believe to be true will become true for you. So you shouldn't believe stuff that's limiting factors. On a different fundamental level, I believe that like Jesus Christ is the way, literally. And in Jeremiah 29:11, God has a plan for us to prosper. And I just believe that you can believe that there's an optimum path for you. There is a way for you. And if you were to craft your own perfect outcome with all the factors taken in, you would have crafted the way too. We're just like way too dumb and we're not enlightened enough. We can't see it all.
Yep.
And so like on faith, you have to trust that that's like actually what you would want. And I just want to pursue that. And I don't think that life would ever fuck me over because I was pursuing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'll end up in a click scenario.
Yeah, you take yourself out of the equation, or like your egoic desires, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want these things, but ultimately I want God's will, or I want, the path, whatever. That's how we conceptualize it.
Yeah.
I want that thing more than anything else. It's like, it's a worthy sacrifice. You sacrifice your whole free will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a catch-22 with like being a human. It's like you have free will, but like the thing that would benefit you the most with your free will, given that free will allows you to think and do anything you want, the thing that would benefit you the most, and that would be the most ideal for you, would be to sacrifice that thing and give it to a higher power or to like something else that's outside of yourself.
Sure.
Let's
say we make it as rappers. We're on as fuck.
We're on.
Like we go viral, okay? And then we follow up with an album to our viral because you got to keep the fire hot. And then that album is just like to the moon, to Mars. We're on fucking Saturn, right?
Love it.
And then we're in this spot talking about a sophomore slump. I'm trying to Saquon Barkley on that ass. Like, we're good. and then we're presented with like, if you really love this thing, then you should sacrifice it and do something else with your life. I'd be like, are you sure? Like, who's talking to me right now? Is this God? Because that would be tough. It's a little bit easier to sacrifice something that isn't my like purest joy pursuit, It'd be harder to sacrifice that thing. But if I was truly asked to, I'm sure that we'd find a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to do something else. Mm-hmm. But, that's just something I was thinking about if you love it, let it go. It's like my dream job, I would let it go and like a worthy sacrifice. Like maybe that's like a higher echelon of understanding Jesus' sacrifice, Uh-huh. But no, I think like, Snoop Dogg doesn't have to not be a rapper or who's a good movie star. Like, I don't know if Matt Damon has to give up acting to fulfill his higher glory. Maybe one day, but maybe it's unrealistic ask. I think life just is steering us towards the way. Once you get on the way, I don't think you'd have to sacrifice the way to stay on the way.
Right.
But Abraham kind of did. That's what makes it crazy.
Uh-huh.
That's some shit right there.
It gets deep. I guess the willingness to sacrifice.
Yeah, that's
whatever you conceive to be the way, because we're limited beings. You know what I'm saying? We don't know everything. We don't know how it's all going to work out.
Yeah, I perceive all of that is a lot to digest, but I just simply perceive it as just trying to do the right thing, like as much as I can. Mm-hmm. And then when you do the wrong thing, then do the right thing by realizing that's the wrong thing and then trying to do it different next time. And then it's just kind of one foot in front of the other, just trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that particular phrase, just like one foot in front of the other, made me think of like a I don't know. I had like a faith-based visualization like pop into my mind in regards to like walking forward on like the faith walk, you know, with like no bridge in front of you, no steps in front of you. And like the only way to have a step generate in front of you under your foot, where your foot is going to go, even though you don't know where to put your foot, it's to like just walk with that full confidence. Don't like be walking hesitantly, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not sure what the visualization was exactly, but it was like tiles or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like steps being put in front of you as you're walking. And the only way to generate the next step is to let go of the current step that you're on, even though you don't know where the next step's going to be. But it's just like a faith walk. I was just like, whoa, there's truth in that.
Dude, that sounds like
there's truth in that.
I'm trying to remember who it was. I wanted to say Thomas, but I'm not sure if it was Thomas. But when he was walking on water, and then he's like, you doubted, like you looked down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why you couldn't stay on the water. And then that's like always a heartbreaking moment for me, the reader, because I'm just like, oh, like to let Jesus down, you know what I'm saying?
He was doing it.
Yeah.
He was doing it.
That's tough, man. Miss a layup in front of Jesus. Oh, man, bro. I mean, I do it every day, I'm sure. But
do it all the time.
Yeah, you know, golly. We're getting in there, man. But that's what that sounds like to me, like an allegory of that. Almost pointing straight to it, you know?
Yeah.
It invoked that same feeling. Evoked.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. I'm not sure why that popped into my mind, but it just popped into my mind today.
I think those things are something, man. Those things are something, bro. Something, man. Like, I wake up with songs playing in my head. It could just be like the reverse of a dream, you know? Like, my brain's like subconsciously digesting life and then projecting it into my imagination, you know? That's Bible. It doesn't necessarily have to be like divine stuff. I had this really weird lucid dream involving Big Sean 8 or 9 years ago.
Nice.
It was weird though, dude. Where like, you know, I get some kind of opportunity to hang out with Big Sean. So it's like shocking, but I'm expecting it. So I'm not like freaking out to see him. And then I think like I do something and I'm like, oh man, he's going to think I'm lame for that. And he's like, this fucking, come on, man, let's go back to my crib. And I'm like, oh fuck, you know, like I didn't mean to look like a loser in front of Big Sean.
Oh no.
Whatever. And then, there's more going on, but these are the only things I can really remember other than just how fucking lucid it felt. We go back to his crib and we were going to go do something. And like, I'm looking at his house and then I kind of lose him for a little bit. And then I travel through this like mansion. And then I get to like a bathroom attached to a master bedroom. And then he's like chilling in like a jacuzzi like setup, but it's an ice bath. And then he's like watching TV and I walk in and he's like crying. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of sad. And he's just like crying about like his ex-girlfriend is like, I either picked it up on it or I'm not sure exactly.
It was just dropped into your thought mailbox.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, this guy's kind of a pussy.
No, not Big Sean.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
We love you, Sean.
I love, dude, more than anything. And this is a weird dream.
This is a dream. This is mental subconscious projections.
You are my favorite rapper.
For sure.
I'm not sure exactly. I think I was talking about myself to some degree.
Okay.
It's like walking in my own inner matrix of like my most higher self and then maybe seeing myself like be something I wouldn't even deem like, I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you are doing this? Like why? You know what I'm saying? And it just stuck with me so heavy. And I remember being like, all right, well, I'm going to like see myself out of this. Let him do his thing, you know?
Later, bro. You clearly need a moment.
Yeah. And it was weird. I don't know. Just like, I felt like, and then it was weird. I was like, oh man, I thought, I let myself think I was lame because he thought I was lame. I was all like, oh, he's going to think I'm lame.
He has the ability to make me think that I'm lame.
Yeah. That guy's got some shit going on.
I was like, actually, that guy ain't got no authority over lame.
Yeah. And then that's kind of like what I remember from the dream. Crazy. But it was super lucid. You ever have like crazy lucid dreams that make you feel like they're more meaningful than other dreams? That's weird, right?
Yeah, bro. I think it's going to happen whenever we take a little break from the multivitamins. I think whenever Lent comes around this year.
Nice.
Because I remember whenever that stopping of the smoking and then that coincided with like crazier, more vivid lucid dreams.
Yeah.
But I remember for sure that there was one where I was like, I forget the setting. I was in like it felt like maybe, I'm trying to remember it now, but I know the key details, but the tertiary details I'm losing them. But it was like a hotel or maybe like a casino lobby or something, but I think it was more like a hotel because there wasn't a whole bunch of games and lights and sounds and shit going on. But it was like the same sort of carpet look and feel and vibe of like a casino floor, but no machines, more like a hotel lobby. And I was like walking through this lobby, and then I see like a jester. I'm pretty sure is like not egging me on, but he's like presenting himself to me. And then I start following him, and then I follow him into like a movie theater. And then the movie theater is just like there's one chair with it's like a royal red chair with like gold trimmings. And then like I sit down in the chair, and then like the lights start to go down, and the fucking curtain opens up, and then I'm just like, oh shit, I'm about to like watch my movie or like watch my life. I think I'm like, this is like the chair in which I observe my life, and like the screen that I'm watching is like my life playing out in front of me. But like this guy who sits in the chair is a different guy who's like actually in the movie itself. You know what I'm saying?
That's nuts.
Super crazy lucid dream.
That's nuts. When does Lent start?
March 5th, I'm pretty sure.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
That's fire. Yo.
So yeah, lucid dreams are weird, bro.
Dreams are weird, bro.
Dreams are fucking weird. I remember like coming to in the dream for sure and being like, oh, I'm awake. Like I'm alive right now. I'm here. I'm in this weird dream place. Like what's going on here in this weird dream place? Who's that guy? What do you got to say? I'm gonna follow you.
That feeling will stick with you for years.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling of like, I'm here in the. It's like a DMT trip, or like I don't know, like it's weirder than that. So you're literally stepping outside of reality in that moment. Like your conscious is being conscious, not in reality,
not in our normal day-to-day shit.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Strange.
So maybe that's why it's such a trip.
Yeah, there's something going on there. They're trying to reveal something to you. Your subconscious, your conscious and subconscious. We don't even know it, bro. We're trying to figure it out. We're just getting through this life, doing our best.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Big Sean's the man. I got to read that book.
Fucking love that guy. Yeah, highly recommend it. Definitely, I like listening to it. It was on Spotify. You listen to it. He's the one who narrates it.
Nice.
It's tight.
Nice.
That was probably partially it as well as to why it was like more powerful, because I was like listening to Big Sean, and just talking to me about his life and shit. I was like, that's my dog, man. My fucking dog.
That's fucking cool, dude. I got to get that.
Yes, bro. But,
that's one recommendation I will take.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to wind her down. A little short episode, a little mini blap, blap, blap today. But we're going to get back into this routine. It's going to be nice. Get back into the swing of things. We start recording on Mondays pretty much every time or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Get back into our regular scheduled programming of 38. We ain't stopping, boys and girls. We ain't fucking stopping.
Ain't stopping for nothing. I can't
do it. Yes, bro. We already have, I think, that one song in the works. The one that we recorded with Nick, Red Hot. We had that one in the works. There was another beat that I had a verse to. We got probably another 7 or 8 beats that I've made a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Listen to those, trying to get some bars going. So we got some more music coming for real.
Dude.
We're going to get that shit popping, dog.
Let's have a studio session.
Yeah, it's 2025, so we've released music. We're talking about it every year since 2022. So it's been 22, 23, 24, and now beginning of the year. It's like, all right, we got time to drop in 25. Let's go. We're going to drop some shit. Fuck them, bro.
Fuck them all.
Fuck them all, bro.
Yep, it's always been the mantra.
Fuck them all, we ball, man. We're going to do it, man. We're going to find, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to work out.
Dude, I had a crazy moment to end the podcast. Quick story.
Yeah.
You remember the last time we hung out and I was telling you that I woke up with a song in my head and I couldn't quite remember what song it was, but that it was really trippy to me that's what I woke up with in my head.
This was when?
Last time we hung out, I kind of told you off camera that it's just songs. I keep waking up with songs in my head like Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I started that by trying to tell you about the one that happened that morning. But in the moment, I couldn't remember what the song was. But I remember the Unbelievable one, so I just bridged to that part of the story.
Got it.
So then I get home, and I remember not being able to remember with you when we finished the beginning of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, man, the fuck is it? Like, thought about it. And I was like, I guess I just have to like, and I'm walking to my desk and I'm like, I guess I just have to like let go of trying to, or thinking that I can figure this out. Like, I'm not going to be able to remember. And it's annoying to say like, couldn't do it.
It's right there. Mm-hmm.
And then as I'm doing that, I scroll down on my mouse because I'm on the YouTube shorts. I just have it paused. So I just scroll down to like get the cue going again while I'm cooking dinner or whatever. And literally right there, that the song starts playing. And it's Lil Wayne. He's like, let it all work out. And it's
I love that song, bro.
Yeah, it's really good, right?
Let it all work out.
Yeah, I woke up that morning. That song was just like blaring in my head for 30 minutes before I realized like I woke up with I have not been able to stop having this song play in the background of my mind. Where's this score coming from? Like, I didn't set this. This doesn't happen every morning.
Yeah.
Just wake up with a song stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was tripping. And then it was like I was like tripping hard when I was just like, man, I won't know. Boom. It hit me like a truck.
Dude,
I wanted to call you.
Call a fucking ton of bricks, bro.
Yeah.
Yo.
Took it right to my face.
It all worked out. And it all worked out. That's how a song ends. I'll never forget it. I was tripping one time with, I think it was a coworker we used to have at Michelino's, Emily, one of Victoria's like best friends, bridesmaids. And we did like a Habitat for Humanity or whatever. And then we were just like chilling and smoking and talking. And then had music on the background. And then I remember telling her about us. And then like just like telling her how crazy our stories were and like how they're kind of like equal and opposite with like your mom and my dad, and just like you're on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast, and talking about that kind of shit. And then like that song was playing, and then like I finished saying what I was gonna say, and then I was like just ending my spiel of us with like I was like, I'm not sure what we're gonna do, I'm not sure how it's gonna happen, but it's all gonna work out. And then like Lil Wayne, she's like, and it all worked out. And she's like, whoa, I'm tripping right now. Full fucking mushroom moment, bro.
What was that?
That was probably like 4 years ago.
That's so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's so far. Yeah, the song hit me for one too.
You woke up with, and it all worked out. It's unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, those
Come
are.
on, manifest that shit, dog.
Yeah, I'm into it. I feel the call. I feel the call of the wild.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just.
Let's go, y'all.
It's up.
We're locked in. We're gonna be back in this bitch. Long story short, we're rocking 38 everything. Socials, Instagram, MJ38, Justin Matthew. More things coming. Everything's coming. We love you guys. Have a great rest of your life. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might